The English shortcut that feels like cheating, but it's not. You sit down with the best intentions. The notebook is open, the English video is ready, and you tell yourself just 10 minutes today. But 5 minutes later, you are watching a cat dancing on YouTube. Somehow, 2 hours disappear. The notebook stays empty. You smile at your screen and whisper, "Maybe tomorrow." We all do this. You promise yourself to study, yet every sound around you becomes more interesting than the words you wanted to learn. The brain begins to wander. The phone calls for attention. Suddenly, the goal of learning English feels far away, almost impossible. But listen, you are not lazy. You are not broken. You are simply human. Every learner faces this invisible battle. The problem is not you. The problem is the way we learn. Hi, I am Lydia. Welcome to Learn English Listening, where we make English feel alive, simple, and sometimes a little magical. Here we do not just listen to words. We understand them. We live with them. Before we begin, tell me, which city are you joining from? And what time is it there? Are you watching during your morning coffee or late at night before bed? I love reading where our learners come from. If you have ever felt that your English learning is slow or that progress never lasts, stay with me. Because in a few minutes, you will discover a shortcut so effective, it almost feels like cheating. But it is completely real. What if your problem is not focus, but the way you listen? What if you could learn faster without adding more hours? Let us begin this journey together. You are about to learn how to listen in a way your brain will never forget. Maya had been learning English for 2 years. Every evening, she put on her headphones and listened to English podcasts for hours. She repeated this routine faithfully. Yet when someone spoke to her, her mind went blank. She could not recall the words she had just heard yesterday. She felt confused. How could so much listening create so little progress? She was not alone. Many people fall into the same invisible trap. They listen, they nod, they feel productive. But a few hours later, everything disappears. This is called the illusion of learning. It feels like learning, but it is not real memory. The reason is simple. The brain learns by reaction, not by reception. When you only receive words, the brain stays passive. But when you respond, when you move your mouth, when you try to use the sound you hear, the brain begins to record. It connects listening to speaking, hearing to doing. So the real issue is not that you listen too little. It is that you listen without creating a response loop. You hear, you nod, then silence. Nothing changes. Tell me something. Have you ever listened for hours but remembered nothing the next day? If yes, you are part of a very large family of learners who mistake activity for progress. But do not worry. There is a simple way to change this. What if every minute of listening could turn into memory? What if, without any extra time, you could make every sound stay longer inside your mind? There is a key that can unlock this. A small shift in how you listen can change everything about how you learn. Let us move forward. You are about to learn the secret that transforms ordinary listening into real improvement. The secret is called the active listening loop. It sounds simple, yet it changes everything. Here is how it works. When you listen, do not let the sound pass through you. Catch it. Pause. Repeat it with your voice. React to it as if you were in the conversation. This small act wakes up your brain. It turns the sound into action. Hear, pause, repeat, react. That is the loop. Let us try together. Listen to this short phrase. It is a piece of cake. Say it aloud. Again, slower. Feel how your tongue moves. Hear your own voice. It is a piece of cake. This phrase means something very easy. Now another one. You will get the hang of it. Try it with me. Again. This means you will start to understand something. One more. In the long run. Say it gently. This means after a long period of time. Every time you say the words, you create new memory paths in your mind. The brain records not only the sound, but the effort, the rhythm, and the feeling of the sentence. If you want to remember forever, speak as you listen. Do not let the sound flow away like water. Keep it in motion. Keep it alive. Type your favorite phrase from this loop in the comments. I will read them and heart the best ones tonight. When you speak while you listen, your brain treats the words as your own. That is the hidden key. That is the moment English begins to stay with you. You have now learned the loop that makes learning faster and memory stronger. Let us go deeper in the next part. Weeks passed. Maya kept practicing the active listening loop every evening. She no longer played English sounds in the background while doing other things. She gave her full attention. She listened, paused, and spoke back to the voice. At first, it felt strange. She was shy. She worried her accent was wrong, but she stayed consistent. Then one night, something happened. Maya was watching a movie she had seen many times before. Suddenly, one line came clear. The actor said it, and she understood every word without reading the subtitles. She froze for a moment. Then she smiled. For the first time, she did not need translation. That small victory changed everything. Maya realized English was no longer just noise. It had become part of her world. She had broken through. You see, that is how progress truly feels. It does not come in big moments. It arrives quietly, like a light turning on in a familiar room. The phrase break through means to overcome a barrier. When you break through, you move from confusion to clarity. The phrase stay consistent means to keep doing something regularly, even when it feels slow. Together, they are the bridge between trying and succeeding. If you could change one small habit in your English learning, what would it be? Would you start repeating more? Would you listen with your eyes closed? Or would you finally let yourself speak without fear? Tell me in the comments. I want to know. Most people stop right before their breakthrough. They give up when success is only one small step away. But you, listening now, you are closer than you think. Stay consistent. Keep the loop alive. Every sentence you repeat brings you closer to that quiet, beautiful moment when you no longer translate. You simply understand. Learning English is not a race. It is a friendship with your future self. When you rush, you miss the joy of discovery. But when you move slowly, with kindness, every word becomes a companion. Imagine this. It is evening. The light in your room is soft. A cup of tea sits beside you. You open a video and hear a voice in English. This time, you do not worry about mistakes. You listen, pause, and whisper the words back. They sound strange at first, then familiar, then natural. That is how language heals. It teaches patience. It rewards courage. Before you go to bed tonight, try the night recall. Close your eyes. Remember 3 sentences you heard today. Say them softly to yourself. Feel how they settle into your memory. Each time you recall, the words grow roots. They stay. They wait for you to use them tomorrow. Write those 3 phrases in the comments below. I will read them. And when I do, I will know that somewhere in the world, another learner has found calm in the rhythm of English. Each small memory you build tonight is proof of your quiet strength. Each repeated phrase is a step closer to fluency. You are not behind. You are becoming. You pressed play today, hoping to learn English. But maybe you found something greater. You found proof that you can change. You began lost in distraction. Now you know how to turn every minute into growth. You began doubting yourself. Now you understand that the smallest practice can create the biggest shift. At this moment, you stand between comfort and growth. Comfort is the habit of listening without action. Growth is the courage to listen, speak, and live the language. Which path will you take? Remember Maya. Her progress began not with talent, but with choice. She chose to stay consistent. She chose to respond instead of just hearing. You can do the same. If this message helped you, share it with someone who is afraid to start. Encourage them to listen differently. Tell them it is possible to learn faster, not by working harder, but by staying present. Subscribe and walk with us. One English word at a time, one voice, one heart. And tonight, when you hear English again, remember this. It is not noise. It is connection. It is your voice, learning to speak with the world.